All right, I'm here with the founder of Blue Ocean Automators, Mark Bartel. Mark, great to have you here today. Tell me a little bit more about who you are and what you do.
Great to be here, Aiden. So we specialize in building automation systems for companies that helps them get their time back. So, most companies out there use the same 10 to 20 digital tools within their tech stack. That's Gmail, Slack, Calendly, etc. And most of these tools operate independently of one another. So we build systems that loop them all together, get the data transferring from one to the next, so you don't have to focus on making sure that your email got sent to the right person or your CRM data got transferred into your into your sales funnel, all those types of things. So it's kind of like building domino chains. You knock one over, and instead of having to knock over five, six, seven sequentially, you push one over, and then it takes care of all the other to-dos.
Awesome. Yeah, you have a really great service and definitely a master of your craft for sure. So absolutely love working with that type of offers. So tell me, like, what were you doing before we started working together?
I mean, quite frankly, I was doing it all myself. I'd been managing the fulfillment, and that took up the majority of my day. And the biggest challenge I had was keeping my lead funnel active with new prospects and new opportunities. I'd close a decent sized prospect, and that'd be great. We'd celebrate, but then I'd zero in on making sure that that client was happy. And in that process, I would accidentally, forsake my lead funnel. So I'd wrap up that project a couple months later and I'd think, okay, what do I have next? And I have nothing else to do right now until I could bring in a new opportunity. So it was really, one project at a time for the foreseeable future up until when you and I started interacting. And then you helped me build that whole system in place that keeps that funnel active.
There you go. There you go. That leads me to my next question here. I guess what was our experience like working together and how has it been so far?
Yeah, so the experience with Aiden has been solid. I have, no real complaints about it. He's been there every step of the way in terms of addressing questions, being just, a text message away on his school platform. And I think of the Alex Hormozy quote, the first 20 hours that you do something, you're going to suck at it. And Aiden's program kind of builds that into the results that he helps people generate. Like he factors in the fact that a lot of times, especially when you're doing these things for the first time, whether that's hiring somebody, creating a structure in place to systematize that whole sales process, teaching new employees how to do things, he's built in the fact that, you're going to make mistakes, you're going to have to make the tweaks, and he accommodates for that in his one-on-one time in his, I guess, weekly sessions when he sits down and you guys brainstorm on what to do next, how to tweak what's been done, how to improve it, and how to make sure that you're getting good results out of it.
There you go. There you go, man. And speaking of results, tell me a little bit about some of the best results you've seen thus far from working together in a short period of time.
Yeah, I mean, I went from having no structure in place to having a team that's, consistently cranking at this point. I think the first 3 months that we were working together, I was doing it all myself, with the processes and the structures that you put in place. But I quickly realized if I'm going to be able to properly use my time and, be good value to my clients, I got to start offboarding some of these processes. So I began hiring for a sales team. I want to say 3 or 4 months into us working together. And, obviously you're going to make a couple of hiccups with your first couple hires and all those types of things. But
Hmm.
at this point, I've got an evergreen hiring funnel that pulls in a new lead every so often. And it's then my choice if I want to bring them on the team and incorporate them with all the other guys that are currently doing well, or if I just want to let them go and never want to really push traffic and attention to that funnel, I can. And then I have my pick of people that I want to hire. So it's allowed me to have, I guess, a more cyclic process in terms of bringing on talent, getting stuff done, adjusting for the demand of, let's say, a seasonal demand like Halloween or Christmas or something. All that's basically built into the system I have now. And I just pull from it as a need be for new talent, for new leads, etc.
Love it. Absolutely love it, man. Yeah, and it's great because I've seen you go from, like you said, the kind of the solopreneur per se, right? And
Mhm.
really spread thin. Bandwidth is way too tight, right? Just all over the place to now where you seem like you're a lot more focused in, right? You're able to easily manage a team, have that leverage in place, feeding you new prospects, new appointments, right? And now working
Mhm.
to get those people over the finish line more consistently. And then again, now the next stage is right, replacing yourself. right? So that way we can get you just full leverage at the top of the business essentially, right? So you're working on the
Mhm.
business. So yeah, it's been a great process working with you. And one thing that I really like is how you take action, right? That's the best thing here is you put it to work right away and you give feedback, which is huge. Your communication is massive, right? So that's what we really look for and we love it. So on top of that, man, if you were to recommend this to a friend, right? Our program, the way that we work with clients, what would you say to them?
I would say Aiden's program has all these steps that you need in place to succeed, but you have to put in the effort. And I think as I progress through my entrepreneurship journey, I've started taking on more mentors and more, I guess, advice from much more higher ranking entrepreneurs, if you will. And I often find the feedback and the viability of their offers is often very similar. Like the majority of these guys have good stuff, but if you don't go out and implement it, it's not going to do anything good for your business. Those who sit down, absorb the information, and then go execute upon it, those are going to be the ones who will succeed, who will bring in the revenue and can build a business that they're proud of. So that's kind of person you are if you're one who can take directions, who can implement, who can iterate, who can tweak and go back and go through that design process as often as you need to. Then yes, Aiden's program is exactly what you need to take yourself to the next level.
Love it. Love it. Awesome, man. And for the people that are on the fence about joining, what would you say to them?
To those on the fence, and I think I was on the fence initially as well. And I think the thing that you said that really made me think about it was because I said, like, let me do this one thing in the next 90 days, then I'll get back to you. And you said, well, in 90 days, you could be, in a completely different plane of existence than what you're doing now. And I really thought about that. And I thought, yeah, well, that actually makes a lot of sense. So if those on the fence, I'd say, I guess, how valuable is your time and how fast do you want to get to the next level? If you're happy to take your time, and continue doing what you've been doing, then, by all means, I guess, keep doing that. But if you want to have someone who will hold you accountable, who will help get you to the next level, provide you with the blueprints necessary, and all you simply have to do is take one step at a time, then that's the best answer I can give. I think I liken it to, let's say you're in a rowboat, you're trying to go somewhere. You don't necessarily know where that is, but you just don't want to be in the current waters that you're in. You can continue paddling occasionally, banging on the motor that you have strapped to the back of the boat.
Mhm.
Or you can take the instructions, you can take the map that you have that will go you in one particular direction. You can gun the motor, get the horsepower going, and head off to your destination in a straight line. I think that's the biggest before and after that I've seen with the program. And if that appeals to you, then off the fence.
There you go. There you go. Awesome, Marco. I really appreciate your time. It's been amazing working together, and I'm excited to continue to work together and get great results for you and watch you grow. Love it, man. Thanks so much. Appreciate it, Mark.
Thanks a bunch, Aiden.